Hello there.
Hello there indeed. Guys, welcome to the Josh Lloyd Fantasy Basketball channel. I'm here to tell you what I am watching for in Saturday's games across the NBA. No mucking around, let's get straight into it. The first game we're going to take a look at here is the Kings and the Rockets. Of course, we want to check on Hassan Whiteside. Like, how much is this bloke going to play? I think they're playing him the correct amount, which is hardly at all, but I want to get a few more games of sample size before I completely write him off. Now, I think he's a drop, as I've said everywhere, because the upside is just so low with what Richaun Holmes is doing, with their commitment to playing Marvin Bagley to make themselves not look completely ridiculous for taking him at number 2, although that's as plain as anything. Whiteside's going to be limited. I also want to check on Tyrese Haliburton on a positive note because he's looked awesome out there, and those lineups with Harrison Barnes playing the 4 and Haliburton, Hield, and Fox together have been very successful. He's getting steals, he's getting assists, his threes look okay, he's providing okay spacing. He's not a point guard. We've said this, or I've said that multiple times, but he doesn't have to be a point guard playing on this team, and that's why that fit always looked perfect. For the Rockets, how much is Boogie going to play? Because he only played as the backup to the Crucifix Christian Wood. Does he play at all with him? Because if he's playing 14 minutes a night, then it is actually impossible to roster him in a 12-team league. I thought he'd get to 20, play a little bit of time next to Wood, but that hasn't happened, so I want to see that. And I want to see how John Wall looked. He looked great in that first game. He played a ton of minutes. The numbers were huge. I don't expect there to be much change, but I still want to see it for more than one game before I make sweeping judgments about the rest of his season. Next up is the Thunder and the Magic. I want to see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. How much time is he going to have the ball in his hands? Because last game it wasn't great. He's been a little bit down the last couple of games. I want to focus in on him with the ball in his hands, on him as a distributor on this team, and I want to check on Darius Bazley, whose shooting has been pretty rough. Now, I'm still holding him in all 12-team leagues. I'm not dropping him anywhere, but I want to see those shots start to go in and him have that potential realized. For the Magic, Chuma Okeke is out with his bone bruise in his knee. So that means that the Comet, Gary Clark, is going to move into that rotation, most likely. And with Aaron Gordon still limited by a lack of basketball talent or maybe a hamstring injury, I'm not sure which one it is, but he's limited by one of those two things, that backup power forward is getting minutes. Now, this is not of relevance to anyone outside of people in deeper leagues, but Clark can get steals, he can block some shots, and that can be worthwhile. And I want to check on Cole Anthony. He did play next to Markelle Fultz last game, and that was because Evan Fournier was injured. Terrence Ross is also probable for this game, so he should return. So I'm not sure we see much Fultz and Anthony crossover, but if Fournier is out, maybe we see a bit more, and maybe that makes Cole a bit of a stream goal. Although he's rostered in far too many 12-team leagues, Cole Anthony, already. The Knicks and the Pacers. Can RJ Barrett hit a 3? He was perfect on opening night, and I stress that this will not continue. I didn't expect him to be 0 of 21, which he is now, and he's actually struggling. Absolute monster minutes and doing nothing with them. In a category league, he's always going to be that player that hurts your percentages, but to be fair to him, the free throws have improved, and that's been a positive, but it's really tough to hold him. And then the guard rotation. Austin Rivers was back last game. Is Emmanuel Quickley going to play? How does it all look when Ntilikina and Dennis Smith, and not that Smith's back in this game, along with Alfred Payton? How does it all work? If Quickley is back, how the Quickley, Payton, Alec Burks, another one that I didn't even mention, how that all works is of utmost importance. For the Pacers, I imagine they'll start Aaron Holiday again in place of Tony Warren Jr. He is not someone that we want to add in a 12-teamer, nor is his brother Justin Juzza, only a steal streamer. And then Dougie McDirt, who had 18 and 9 last game. If anyone has followed fantasy basketball for the last 4 or 5 years, Doug McDermott is almost, shout out to Tony Snell, almost the worst permanent fantasy basketball player ever. He just does nothing else. Now, to be fair to him as well, he has improved a little bit over the last couple of years, but not enough that I'm saying, man, I've got to go and add McDirt. He just isn't that player that I'm interested in. But I am interested in Miles Turner because he's playing big minutes at the moment. 33 a night, he's blocking over 4, or 33 in the last game, blocking over 4 shots per game. If that keeps up at 33 plus, then we're going to see some really big numbers coming from Miles Turner. And I'll be pretty excited to see those numbers actually develop. The next game is the Hornets and the Sixers. It's always about LaMelo Ball. He is clearly, to me, at this point, outplaying Devonte Graham. The minutes are pushing up. The numbers look great. He should not be on any single waiver wire anywhere. He needs to be rostered everywhere. And of course, if I'm watching LaMelo to see how he's performing, I want to see how Devonte Graham's going. Can Devonte Graham hit a shot in 2021? Maybe. I don't know. This is a bloke that is absolutely urinating all over your field goal percentage. The minutes are dropping. Maybe he just can't shoot because this is 2 full years of him, well, not 2 full years. It's 1 full season and 5 games of him showing that he just cannot shoot at an NBA level. And it's continuing on, and LaMelo is going to take his job. And if I'm back here next week and LaMelo is the starting point guard, I will not be surprised. For the Sixers, Shake Milton. He really filled it up last game. Blocks and steals and rebounds and assists. That's not his game. Normally it's scoring and not worrying about anything else. So let's see how many minutes he plays and what else he can do before anointing him as a must-grab player. Well, Danny Green's the opposite. He fills it up. He gets the steals. He gets the blocks. And he doesn't do too much else. But if Milton's firing, then Green's minutes are usually pretty low. And that makes him a tough roster. The next up is the Raptors and the Pelicans. Pascal Siakam should be back after his team imposed suspension. Let's see his field goal percentage, because it's been pretty rough a lot of the time, and he has not lived up to expectations really this season, or probably last season as well. And Norman Powell got a crack on against the Knicks. He started in place of Siakam, found his form. Can he continue it in a bench role? I'm intrigued to see how much he plays. What Nick Nurse does with that bench rotation. Does he scoop someone out of the absolute bin to play those rotation minutes, whether that's Terrence Davis or whether it's Malachi Flynn or whether it's Paul Watson or whether it's your mate Stanley Johnson? Like, who is coming in there and playing those rotation minutes, and does that have an impact on Storm and Norman Powell? For the Pelicans, Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been outplaying JJ Redick. The last couple of games, Redick has been under 20 minutes a night. Alexander Walker's looked good. So I want to see, does Redick go back to 27 a night, or will they keep him in that 18, 19-minute role? That really nullifies his impact as a three-point streamer, and it improves the value of Alexander Walker for those deeper leagues. And I always want to check on Zion Williamson. What is he doing defensively? Can he get a steal? Can he get a block? Can he do anything? Can he stay out of foul trouble? He has been underwhelming again, and there were people, his ADP was like 24, which was always, and you know that because I talked about it a lot, it was always insane, and it is proving more and more insane as we go along. The last game for Saturday is the Cavs, and it's the Hawks, and I've just realized that I spelled Andre Drummond wrong, so I apologize for that. I want to check on Darius Garland. Are the assists going to stay as high as they are? Now, his three-pointers are going to fall down because he's shooting over 50% from three. That's going to fall, but I want to check his assists, and I want to check Andre Drummond. How many dickhead shots is he going to take that have no business of being attempted, let alone made? And that hurts his value. Now, he can be an absolute stat monster with rebounds, and he's getting assists and getting steals and getting blocks. But if he's going to think that he is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he's really the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar that used to play for the Miami Dolphins, then that's going to have a real problem. For the Hawks, Clint Capella, he got 30 minutes. Wow. Didn't see that coming, and it's on a back-to-back. Will he even play with his Achilles soreness? That I don't know. And DeAndre Hunter, who is shooting the absolute lights out, 90% from the field. In Friday's game, he's at 48% from three over the course of the season, 58% from two over the course of the season. He's playing a ton of minutes. That is going to drop. And how Reddish, Hunter, Bogdanovic, Collins, Capella are impacted by the return of the Italian Cocktail Gallinari. Hands off my cock! And eventually the return of Onyeka Okongwu, if he ever plays. There is so much unknown with this Hawks rotation. Still, we don't have those answers, and I want to see DeAndre Hunter and see what happens when the shot falls off, what the hell he provides in that sort of a scenario. Guys, that'll do it for me today. That's it. We're done. We have looked at the 6 games for Saturday. I hope that gives you some ideas of what I'm focusing on and give you some ideas of what you should be focusing on. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, you know, the stuff that helps out, and it's great. Guys, I'll see you later.